Oh, when the Saints marching in. Oh, when the Saints marching in.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. And they will be backed up deep. Trouble here as they're going to start this drive at the 6.
One guarantee I can absolutely make is that all week in preparation, the coach kept telling his team, we're on the road, don't do anything to bring the crowd into it, and that's exactly what they just did. A bad return, and now the home team crowd, they are fired up.
On the ground is the rookie out of Florida. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down. Here's Rattler. There's Chris Olave. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards.
Ready.
First and 10.
Yellow, 43.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. From the 23, here's a second down and 9.
Brings up second and 9.
60 red. 60 red. 10.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. Still going. He's on his way. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. His third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints are on the board first here this afternoon. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
And that's exactly what you're looking for at the inside linebacker spot. Versatility. He can drop into coverage, or as he did on that last play, use his speed to get to the perimeter and knock the ball carrier for a loss.
On second down, another shot for Robinson. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
A gain of 10 makes it 3rd and 5.
And looking to throw, Penix. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Defensively, they came into the game with the understanding they're going to have to slow him down on passes just like this because he was over 100 yards receiving a week ago. And you know they want to get him involved here as well.
This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be second down. The Falcons at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener, and now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
Drake London, the intended receiver there, and it's third down. And you look at the Saints defense. They enter this one number 13, Charles, in the NFL in stopping the run.
And that play right there shows exactly why they're so good against the run. Held the line of scrimmage, held the point of attack, and stuffed him for no gain.
And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll get this one to Pittman. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Well, this defense for the Saints, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Bijan Robinson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Falcons are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
32.
Throwing is Rattler. Now he's going to step up and run. Pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. To the air is Rattler. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So nothing doing there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Give him 5 on the carry there. That'll be 2nd down.
Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
7-7, our score after 1. Back now in Atlanta, 2nd quarter action. The Falcons with the football as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Oh, here's a fake on the jet sweep, and a give to Robinson. And he stopped immediately there. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for...
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's eager to get back out on the field and get his second one.
Let's go now.
Now Rattler. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Yeah, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
First down. It's a gain of 17 yards.
Ready. Second.
They'll throw. Here's Rattler. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. James Pierce in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Cross field.
They'll run with Devin Neal. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Ready. Yes, blue striker. Ready.
Rattler wants to throw it. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to... through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal. And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Looking to throw, Penix. Short throw, caught by Pitts. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
Now a 2nd and 10. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. They'll throw with Penix. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 35. Give them 22 there on the third down conversion. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
Here's Penix. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last two plays.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
To the air, Penix. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
As soon as he leaked out, began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
A give left side to Robinson. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Now Penix. They get a traffic there, and that's complete. And the Falcons are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. Robinson is into the end zone. It's a Falcons touchdown. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the second time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is now 14-10.
14. Saints 10.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Up to midfield. And a heck of a return as he goes out of bounds across the 50 inside the 45.
In just about every special teams meeting, there's a discussion with the punter about his importance. Why? He can flip the field for your team defensively, move it deep into their own territory, or if you're backed up on offense, and he can hit a big punt and change field position and help his defense. In this case, though, field position got flipped by the return team. You can do it so many different ways on special teams.
It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, New Orleans.
Ready, ready. Blue 32. Hey, blue. Red, cycle. Set, cut.
Now it's Neal, able to fight through one tackle. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard.
Cluster, 6. Let's go now.
They'll look to throw here. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown.
To Rashid White.
Rashee Rice, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Saints will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. York on now for the extra point. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Good-looking return set up here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
At their own 36-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Saints are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Well, Charles, it's so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, go to zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Set, ready, set.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this third quarter. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. And he's into the clear. Touchdown, Falcons. Bijan Robinson, his third touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in this third quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game.
17.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same, and what they plan to do on offense.
This to the sideline and over everybody, incomplete. No flags forthcoming, though. Maybe a break there. That looked like a clear throwaway to me. 2nd and 10.
Cross trouble. Ready, ready. Ready.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And space tough to come by there as they get maybe a yard to the 37. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Rattler from the gun, 3rd down. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Ready. 10 black.
On 4th down, here's Rattler. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
53. Ready?
Neal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11.
Black. 95. Set.
They'll go. Here's Rattler. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. So now following the roll of the dice, they've got a 1st and 10 inside the 35.
Red. 38. Set.
Throwing once more. Here's Rattler. That one caught by Rice. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Calling a gain of 14 for the 2nd play in a row.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
60 red. 60 red. Hut, hut.
From the gun, here's Rattler. That ball caught. It's Rice. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
Let's go.
In motion left, the tight end.
Ready.
From the shotgun, Rattler. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action, maybe throwing it.
Ready. Ready.
They'll look to throw again. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And that will lead to a 3rd and goal.
Set, hut. 52, book, you. Yep, snap, red. Set.
They'll look to throw for it with Rattler. To the right side and intercepted. And the Falcons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated Bruce. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown, and their last time out looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 10. Now back to throw. That's caught left side with tight end Pitts. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Robinson will try to pick it up. And they'll get this way past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 149 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep the offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. They're going to look to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Just because you got the lead in the 4th, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
Big strides, look at him go. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. 15 yards, 1st down, Atlanta.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
Let's go now.
And looking to throw, Penix. This ball caught by Strange. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Britton Strange, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Falcons are on their way to a 2-0 start. Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
17.
Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. Oh, a good return up past the 30.
First and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
Let's go.
And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Here we go, set. Red, 38. Ready.
Here's Rattler. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. It's probably been there for a long time, but now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you see it in their body language, maybe even a little bit in that play call that ended up maybe closing them out.
Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Mark that as a gain of 16 to set them up first and goal. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for second down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first and goal. Robinson. Only a yard that time. Second and goal.
This is where coaches have to spend a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you said, you don't want to get in the end zone too early here.
No, not at all, because you may leave an opening that could come back and get you.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll try and run. This is Robinson. And he gets in. Touchdown. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Falcons have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. The extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Saints 17.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. He's got his target. That's complete. There he goes left side. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. 70 yards. And the Saints have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. extra point by York is up and good.
And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be covered up by the Falcons. And that should just about seal it. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
And checking the timeouts. They do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th.
Another run on second down, trying to cover up.
Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball pops free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. On the counter, this is Robinson.
And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for Atlanta, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Don't get put in that blender. Hold on, who is you? Pat him down before he enter. Don't you hang with the ops talking about he don't remember. Trying to copy what I do. You is not a printer. Cooped up, make get they suit touch begging. I ain't even got $2 for you. Roll call when I'm coming with me. No, this ain't jump ball. You can't jump with me. Ballin' jump, man. Touch hands. We about to bump then. Better bang yours. Cause I bang mine. This ain't happen overnight. It take time. You seen a Super Bowl, the cheat code. Game time.